everyone, Ray the Dashing Womble here. Well, it's daylight. Well, I'm doing a video part in the daylight. Okay, it's about 5:15. Without fail, that bloody thing has to go off. Anyway, just had the brakes done on the van. So no more flipping grinding on the van. It's good to find yourself a good garage to go to, a garage that local one that you can get to know and that you trust, etc. These blokes, they closed at 5 o'clock and they got me in. I called earlier this morning and they were able to get me fitted in for 4 o'clock. Even though they're really booking for next week, but thankfully been dealing with these blokes for years and real good people, really good people. But and thankfully they had the pads in stock, so that was all right. And no wonder I couldn't see the damn flipping thing that low. It was an inner pad, so that brings suspicions of that there's something else wrong as well. But for now, the pads are in there. I'm on the road, and I don't have to cringe every time I brake now. All right. Anyway, so getting ready to head into work. At home at the moment, waiting for my wife to come out. She's on her way out now, and then I'm off to work. So hopefully get some catering orders and help pay for this bloody bill I just had. Alright, hope everyone has a great night. Cheers, ta-da. Hey everyone, Ray the Dashing Womble here. Gosh, scrape my ears everywhere. I was just leaning back, I've just done a tip of the day video, and which is putting itself on YouTube at the minute, so it'll be up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Not that I'll be there doing it, but it's be scheduled for them. I know it's come out every day, by the way. Well, every day until I run out of tips, that is. Anyway, so what was it doing? I got started early today. You'd see the previous video that I'd done to this. I actually, yeah. It was daylight when I started the video. Wow. Okay, well, that was because I needed to get the van in. As I said in last night's video, the van was making this flipping grinding noise. I thought, well, bloody hell, there must be something stuck in the pad, because it's not doing it all the time. But when it is, it's a bit worrying. I looked through the gaps in the wheels to see if I could see if the pads were low in it, and couldn't see that. And that was because the bloody thing that was low was the one that was an inner pad, and there was no chance in hell I was going to be able to look at it. So anyhow, they got it done. Went to the garage for 4 o'clock. Actually, I got there before that. But anyway, got down there. It's the local garage, and they took care of it. They also took care of lightening my wallet too. But that was okay. Itch on my finger. Anyhow, so that's all done for now. But you need to do that. That's one thing you need to do is find yourself a garage you can trust. Actually, find yourself a couple of garages you can trust in your area. Because if one's way too busy, at least you may have can go to the other one. And then maybe someone's a bit better informed on doing stuff on your vehicle at one of the other garages as opposed to the other one. Maybe wiring, etc., or whatever, I don't know. But anyways, more electronics and such. So there's always that too. And some garages don't want to deal with foreign motors, but Actually, they just want to deal with domestic, but most of the time the domestic stuff isn't really domestic. It's like for the little Jeep Renegade, for example. They all think that's flipping American vehicle. It's actually made in Italy. So, made by Italian hands. The ones that do the Ferraris and all that. Unfortunately, Ferraris tend to not be so bloody reliable. But anyway, no matter the price of the damn things, they still have been absolute. They're a nice vehicle and that, but reliability is definitely not the way they, not as you'd expect. And certainly that bloody Maserati as well. Good grief. Anyone seen? If you ever look up the prices of these vehicles, the Maserati Quadriforte, however they pronounce it. Anyway, few $100,000 for that car, but bloody hell, once you drive it off the forecourt, I guess whoever can afford that bloody thing don't care. But it's one of the worst flipping depreciating vehicles ever. Really bad. Bloody really bad. But also not one of the best either. But anyway, so got the engine running at the moment. It's now 20 to 2 in the morning on a Thursday morning, I believe. Just like I said, just done that other video. So that's being uploaded now. New tip of the day on that one. Better put that in the back. It's all about that one. So today, so I got out there, done a little video which you'll see at the beginning of this one, and then it was a took the van to the car wash because I looked at DoorDash and went, oh, grey. And I'm not scheduled to start till 6, and at that point it was like 5 o'clock. No, it's just gone 5 o'clock. But so I thought, sod it, I'll run the van through the car wash. I've got a monthly subscription with the car wash, so we'll run it through as many times as I like. Go car wash, it's always great. Go in there. You can run it through any of the car washes. So if I happen to be in Independence or Blue Springs, for example, I can run it through any of these. But and you can go through several times a day if you like, but that's just crazy. So and I always like to keep the van looking nice. This one and the other one, of course, wanted to make sure that they're presentable, because it's nothing like them. Dirty old flipping vehicle turning up with someone's flipping I don't know, $500 worth of food sat in there, going to some catering event. See, if you want to turn up in an half decent vehicle, and of course you want to turn up decent looking yourself, you don't want to go out in your pyjamas or whatever. Or in the case of one that I saw tonight, another Dasher, and I think it was a little bit much for shorts, but anyway, he was out there wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I think it was a t-shirt, I don't know. But anyway, all he was is tattooed all the way up here and tattooed all the way down there. Oh, I don't really care about the tattoos, but it don't really look that flipping great when you turn up at someone's doorstep looking like that. Looking like a flipping old Hell's Angel or something. Anyway, kid flipping opens the door to you, and you get this flipping person looking at you, all this flipping tattooed up here. Who knows what you got tattooed up here? But anyway, so yeah, so I can't remember what my first bloody order was today. Anyway, went through the car wash, ran that through, and went straight out and done a job. Shall have to have a look. Yeah, I forgot when I was at the car wash. That was why I started later than I anticipated. Because I got stuck behind. I was in the members lane. Got this bloody express medical transportation van in front of me, who was not so express. Bloody hell, I don't know what the old I was up in there, but and I couldn't back up because another bloody car come up behind me and then another one behind that. So we were all waiting in the queue on this one. There was nothing in front of it. If I'd known, I would have just gone in one of the other lanes. Yeah, thank you, Express. Or not so express. Anyway, so yeah, it was Pizza Hut. I had to wait 5 minutes or so on that one because when I got in there, it just said on the screen. I figured I'd be too flipping early for it. That's right. It was only a couple of things, and it was just a hand to him too. So, and it didn't have to go that far. I think it was like a couple of miles away. And yeah, went off and delivered that. Didn't get a picture of him, but I got a picture of the house, so I put that up here somewhere. And I think that was like $7 or something, so it was good. Didn't have to go that far. And as soon as I dropped that one off, another one came in, and I think that was for the mint. Yeah, that one was for the mint. I think it was a fairly big order as well, actually. But I went to the mint a couple of times tonight. I know, and oh yeah, and then later on, I ended up, or at some stage, I ended up at IHOP. And I pulled they had a new young lady working in there, real nice and that. Told her who was there for. She says, "Oh, I think they're still doing it." Okay, no problem. And then the one of the young managers came out and recognised me in that because, well, we've eaten there quite a lot. And she said, "Oh, hello," and so nice greeting and that from her. And then I had a chat with her about the trainee manager that they had there on Sunday. You can go back on my videos and look at the Sunday one, although it probably posted Monday. But I weren't best as pleased with that. But how that went at all. And I don't know what they'll do about that, but I was definitely prepared to have a chat with him myself, but unfortunately he was in the kitchen doing something when I was getting ready to leave. But don't know what they'll do, but it's bloody idiot anyway. But hopefully he'll just quieten down and get on rather than them kicking him out. But there you go. You need to learn to curb your tongue when you're in a restaurant, especially if you're bloody trying to be a manager, training to be a manager. And when there's kids there. That's the part that got me. Anyway, so... Oh yeah, I went to Quick Trip at some stage earlier on in the evening. And Quick Trip on 291, and I came out of there. Went in and had a pit stop, came out of there, and there was this chunky little flipping pit bull dog there. Ooh. Oh, chunky little thing. And of course, me being me, I didn't really care what sort of dog it was, because there was a kid holding on to it. No one's going to be flipping worried. The dog ain't going to be vicious or anything. Anyhow, so I bend down and flipping, dog's all... I said, "Oh, hello, mate." And I bent down and his back was wiggling. It was all excited. And the kid said, "Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, she's so excitable." And then the kid's father turns around and said, yeah, she's so vicious. Oh, yeah, I can tell. She's going to lick you to death, mate. But no, it's a lovely little dog it was. A lovely dog. Chunky thing. Oh, jeez. You wouldn't want that if you'd been jumping at you. Knock you down. My cousins had a boxer dog when we was all much younger, when I was in my 20s or so. And Flash is what they called him. He mad as that at that dog. And I'd knock on the front door and he'd hear the door go, and then he'd be out the back garden, and he'd hear my voice, and he'd come running from the back straight to the front door and just leap at me. He'd trying to leap in my arms, but the lunatic just flipping went so fast he'd just knock it to the floor. But so when you go in the house and sit on the sofa to mend your wounds or whatever, because the lunatic bust you over, he just come and sit on you. It's lovely dog. Crazy, but lovely. Anyway, and I had a mate who had a dog like that too. One-eyed vipping mongrel dog, black and white. Had a little bit of white on him. Name of Jacko. He had one glass eye, but bloody hell, that dog could see vipping much better than any of us would too. And he'd do the same. He'd come running down the road to me and vipping just leap in my arms. It's crazy. Anyway, so after all that, but yeah, it wasn't such a busy night tonight. It was actually quite, didn't make quota tonight, but while I was at the Mint, maybe this is why, because when I was going to the garage this afternoon to get the brakes done, I went past the high school down the road, and nothing in there. So okay, blimey, they are on flipping spring break, aren't they? Anyhow, get down. So later on in the when I get started later on in the evening time, or early evening, and end up sat outside the Mint and kept seeing all these new drivers. You knew they were new drivers. It was not hard to see which are the new drivers, because the Mint, it's got a restaurant there, but the door is locked. The restaurant is not open at this time. I think they're finally going to open it next month. Possibly, is what he's told me. But they've got this hole-in-the-wall place where they walk in and you just go and pick up your orders from there. Although the other night it was like a driver's convention there. Not sure what slowed it all down, but anyway. And then the other side of them, next to the restaurant, is the Adventure Cafe. You can go in there and play games and have a cup of coffee of all different vipping varieties. And you can get sandwiches in there and pastries and that. You can rent a room if you've got a small meeting or whatever going on. So that's real good. Something like $10 an hour to rent a room. But yeah, and they've got all these board games in there. You can go and play a game in that in there. Bloody good in there. Anyway, I haven't been in there for a while though. Sit outside there a lot though. Anyway, so anyway, like I said, you know all the new drivers, because the new drivers, they just wander up to the restaurant and then look all confused for a while, and then finally like walking up and down trying to figure out how do they get in there, and then you see them actually looking at the notes on the app, which tells them which door to go in. And then there's the other new ones that they walk into the Adventure Cafe because they're just not concentrating. The great big flipping sign on the door on the window doesn't give them a clue. So anyway, so that's always fun to watch. But there was several new ones there today. There must have been 5 or 6 new ones that went up there. And they're all younger people too. So I'm taking they're just ones that are out and earning some monies while they're off on holidays, I suppose. But then they're not all driving flipping crappy cars too either. So they've either borrowed them off their parents, or they've somehow been able to, maybe they've been bought them, I don't know. I had to buy my own bloody car when I was young. Anyway, so maybe that's what's slowing things down a little bit, because we've got an influx of younger drivers that are off school and just trying to earn a few quid for their next upcoming holidays and that. And that probably also tells us why there's so many bloody dipsticks flipping out later in the night, flipping like the ones I filmed the other night that were dancing on the roof of their car, or someone's car they were dancing on. Where it was theirs, I don't know, but anyway, they drove off in it, dancing on the roof and on the boot lid, and they were actually standing on the rear window too, so I was waiting for that to break, but luckily for them it didn't. I don't know how. But I did do a film of that. It's on Monday's posting, I would have thought. But yeah, it's that's why it's all slowed down a tad. But now that the brakes have been done, and I'm a bit happier that way, I'm thinking that even though it's 2 o'clock in the bloody morning, shit, I'm going to be, I plan on getting my arse together and out here today. Next few days I'm going to be bashing at it. Oh yeah, talking about going to new apps. The new apps, that one, if you've seen my previous video with proxy pics, you go to take pictures of houses and shops that, like the one I did was Shoe Carnival out in Overland Park, and it was take the pictures at night to see if all the lights and all that were working, which they weren't, and see what the car park looks like and all of that. And you take loads of pictures and do answer a whole load of questions, and it takes a while, but and it wasn't paying a lot. I mean, it was $20 and it was like 20 miles away. Money to mile ratio didn't make sense, but it was late at night. It was an overnight job that you had to do, between 7:30 I think until 4 in the morning. And so yeah, I did that. I haven't been paid for it yet because, well, I haven't put my payment details in yet. But I just wanted to see what it was all about. And then they kept sending me this one that was up North Kansas City, and it's another Shoe Carnival, another overnight job, another $20, and it's just don't make any sense to go up there, because I ain't going to be doing anything up that way. And so I'm not going up there. But I had another one that was, actually 2 new ones came in today. One was Kansas City, Kansas somewhere, and it's to take a picture of the front of someone's house. Again, it wasn't worth doing because it weren't worth the mileage, and I've got nothing to do over that way. And then another one came in for Prairie Village, and that was $20, and that was to take and it's only like 10 miles away from us. And again, that was to take a picture of the front of the house. And there's some questions with it as well, apparently. But I mean, there's potential there. It seems like it's building up. I just wished, I was hoping that I was going to get more in the Lee Summit area, because that's where I dash. Or if I did it around here, I'd do it like, it wouldn't be bad. I mean, do it here or Independence or wherever. But I seem to be getting things that are not quite here. But maybe if I do a few of them, maybe they'll start I don't know how it works. Apparently it's all comes from these it's banks. I looked at the couple today that I saw, new ones came in. Banks were wanting to know how the property looked and such. But $20, it's all right if you got a few of them and you've only got the one or two pictures to take. Although the pictures ain't a problem, but it's one is what is the area like, because the last thing you want to be doing is being out in the hood. And the other is you know, all the questions in it. But if you can get a bunch of them along the way, then, you know, and it all works out, then great. I mean, you could earn yourself a few quid, but at the moment I'm somewhat hesitant of it, only because it's taken me somewhere in another direction that I don't want to be at this time. My oh my gosh, the bloody GPS. Yes, beeping Garmin. I wish they'd sort their stuff out. I mean, I know it's an older one, but even so, I know build stuff to last. Oh my gosh, it's done it again. Turn it off. There's so much flipping fun with that darn thing. Dipstick flipping idiot flipping neighbour across the road just got here. Anyhow, so really, yeah, that's where the slowdown lies, is because one, there's got the kids are here. Maybe some people are away, but if some people are away, then surely some people should be coming this way too. I mean, aunts and uncles live this way, right, too, so maybe come to visit. Or maybe they're all making some money so they can go create havoc down at Lake of the Ozarks or something late on the weekend or something. I don't know, but I'm sure a lot of them are good kids and that, or good people that are doing it. I'm sure it's not only just kids that are out there. It just happened to be that way tonight that I saw, or last night. But yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, if you see my video last night, Ghost Kitchens are supposedly being taken off of Uber Eats, off their platform. And actually I learned of a new one tonight. Another new one. Anyway, should make a list of these things. It's just so crazy. So crazy how many there are in our area, and I was trying to think of them, but I haven't had many for a while. Oh yeah, so they're going to be taking them off of Uber Eats, and supposedly DoorDash and Grubhub are supposed to be following on with them. Apparently people are complaining there's too much to choose. Really? Well, too much to choose from, and then they get used to having this stuff delivered, like, I don't know, Mr. Beast Burger and Buddy V's and, I don't know, other stuff. And when they actually go to the restaurant, they can't order it at the restaurant because it's really only online. So, because there's no menu for it there. So people are getting fed up with that, because the only way to get something that they like is to pay a fortune for it to be delivered. But there you go. Alright, so usual thing, if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up, if you would. And also, if you haven't already done so, don't cost you anything, subscribe. Free subscriptions. How often do you hear free? And you get all these tips and tricks and things, and money saving things. Speaking of which, money. Perkins. If you're door dashing and you fancy, and there's a couple of you out dashing, if you go to Perkins on a Wednesday, apparently now, they do a BOGO, buy one get one, and it works out well. I got a message early this morning, yesterday morning apparently, like 3 o'clock in the morning I think it came through. Woof. And anyhow, I remembered that, but it was like about 7 o'clock when I remembered and went, oh crap, that was where that was. So you know, it helps to save a few dollars. You know, you're out here trying to earn it, but if you're hungry, you can go there and if you can have something to eat for less money, and you get quite a bit, depending on what you choose, of course. And of course, if you go to IHOP too, you get I think it's between 3 and 6. You get oh my gosh, that's a buy one get one BOGO on that too, and that's every day though. Let's go in there. There are beef burgers or burgers in there, cheeseburger, pretty bloody good actually. Pretty good in there. I don't recommend the one in Perkins though. I had that tonight or last night. Way too greasy. Ugh, horrible, bloody horrible. I didn't. Oh, not for me. But the staff are always really nice and that in there too. So anyway, 3 tips. Always find it, and also I don't have it here, but anyway, it'll be another tip for another day. Alright, anyway, also hit the bell icon too, and you'll also get warned of when the new videos come out. So, tips of the day, 7 o'clock every morning, upload to YouTube, and hopefully between 2 and 4 o'clock is when the longer flipping babbling videos come out. Tips of the day normally only last about 10 minutes, but today I managed it for a bit longer. Anyway, alright, anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you all have a great week. Cheers, ta-da.